Schottenheimer would tell you.
You never take a breath in this business this time of year, man. When it's December football and when it rolls around, you just stay focused on the grind. You love the grind. You hate the grind, but it's part of the deal. And, most important thing for me is, finish our prep for Detroit. It's going to be a very physical game. We have a play style that we're proud of. They certainly have an established play style as well. So first things first, we want to play well Thursday night.
We got plenty of talent. We got plenty of good dudes that are made the right way. The coaches are good. And it's really about playing winning football, and it's going to take all three phases, and it takes every guy that we have doing their job. The margin for error is small, but it's doable. We can do it. And but we got to eliminate the things that keep us from winning before.
The most intriguing game to you, and I need an answer why, because as I just said, cases could be made for any and all.
Yeah, there's so many intriguing games, but I do believe it starts with Dallas and Detroit.
Because?
These are seemingly two teams in the playoff hunt who are going in different directions. The Detroit Lions, before this season, were thought of to be one of the front runners for NFC champions, and the Dallas Cowboys seem all but dead before the trade deadline, and now they're back in the hunt. These are
gotta have him against this Dallas squad. That'll be a gigantic injury to keep an eye on.
Yeah, you absolutely do, because you even watch that game down the stretch. The Detroit Lions couldn't speed up their offense late in that game because they were without Amon-Ra St. Brown, and you have to remember Sam Laporta was already on the sidelines, and so that's big. And it's also a little difficult to not talk about Green Bay and Chicago. Right, the Chicago Bears right now, the number one seed in the NFC, and the Green Bay Packers seemingly can beat anyone at any time. It'll tell us a lot about both of those teams after we see them this weekend.
I think of my buddy Damian Woody, who said playing for Bill Belichick, he always said divisional games are like 1.5, which is why that Bears-Packers game and that Colts-Jaguars game feels so significant, particularly with the Colts quarterback playing on that broken leg, and they're backsliding a little bit. We'll be there in a few weeks with San Francisco in town. What a Week 14 it's going to be.
Absolutely.
Hey, you know what? We lucked out. It was cold in Lambeau, and it's cold here, but we're doing all right.
No, hey, listen. It's not where we were in Baltimore 2 years ago.
May we never be there again. Literally didn't think we were going to make it.
Never again.
No, please, God, no. All right, we'll have more.
At this point in the season, is it crazy to think that Dallas could potentially win the NFC East?
I don't think that's crazy at all. It almost feels like it's coming, doesn't it? Do you have faith that Philadelphia is going to hold on? I know Philadelphia is a great team. They're the defending Super Bowl champion. They've lost 2 straight games, and it just feels like a little bit like a couple of years ago when it started sliding away from them later in the year. The defense, since they traded for Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson, and DeMarion Overshawn returned from injury, and they've got some reinforcements in the secondary. It's been a good defense. And the offense, well, we know what the offense is like. If the Dallas Cowboys win Thursday night against the Lions in Detroit, it's a tough matchup because Detroit is a great team still, even with all the injuries. But if the Cowboys win Thursday night, watch out. Watch out, here they come. By the way, we're talking about Ben Johnson and the job he's done. How about Brian Schottenheimer, who literally was out there in the coaching cycle of the last 15 years. 15 years ago, he was one of the hot guys. And when he got hired this year, I remember, because I remember Jerry Jones calling me on a Friday night to let me know he's hiring Brian Schottenheimer. And you know what I remember about it? He goes, do you know, Adam, do you know Brian Schottenheimer? Yeah. Do you know that he's never been a head coach before? That's right, Jerry. Do you know that he's a lifelong assistant? I said, yeah. Do you know he's never been a head coach? Yeah. He goes, do you know what else about Brian Schottenheimer? And I said, what else about it, Jerry? And he said, he's now the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And people thought that it was like a fullback selection, somebody that they didn't want, somebody they couldn't get. People, Cowboy fans, let me call them out right now. I heard from a number of them. They were not happy with the selection of Brian Schottenheimer. But as Jerry Jones, how you feel about Brian Schottenheimer now?
Run by him. Yeah, you gonna run up.
You got CD,
and George. You have other great duos with really good quarterbacks in the NFL. Where do they stack up to you as it pertains to wide receiver duos?
I mean, right now they're one. They are one based on the production they've been able to have. The funny thing about it is, two would probably be Chase and T. Higgins. I still at three. I still have Devontae Smith and AJ Brown.
Catch what?
I still have them there, and right in the ballpark, kind of even at three, would be Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams.
Like Puka and Devontae haven't been dominant at the same time, really. Right. Like Devontae came along more when Puka was sidelined, but early on in the year, Puka was getting such a large amount of targets. Yes. I think they're just getting to that point where they're finding their place together.
When in doubt, find 1-7 near the end zone.
But I put them over the Eagles, and T and Jamar is probably number one if Joe Burrow is playing to be GP, CD, Dak. I thought that could be the number two right behind the Cincinnati Bengals, and I think they're showing us and proving that.
Let's go to passing. Ladies and gentlemen, our top 5 QBs when it comes to yards. Drake May leading the way. Now, they have 11 wins. They have not had a bye week yet. They are entering their bye week, so maybe they have an extra game over all the other people. But nonetheless, Drake May balling. Dak Prescott, 3,200. Patrick Mahomes as well. Matthew Stafford spinning it. You know, that was interesting against the Panthers. And then Danny Dimes has a hairline fracture in his fibula. And he has had an incredible year. And now he's going to have to depend on this throwing a lot more than ever before because he was able to run in the past. Now it looks like he's going to have to be a passing quarterback. What do you see that maybe the similarities of these top 5 quarterbacks in the league right now, BA?
They all play from the pocket. You know, they're not runners. They're not getting themselves knocked out. They're the best quarterbacks in the league right now. And each and every one of them has very unique skill sets.
Okay, so let's talk about what's Drake May. Why is Drake May so good? Is it his accuracy? Feels like he has pinpoint accuracy on those deep balls. Like every ball that is supposed to be is it going to be on target is like right on.
Oh, that helps.
Patrick Mahomes up there.
Patrick Mahomes.
Josh Allen not up there, which is fascinating, but he's running all over the place.
Yeah, they've gone to the running game.
Dak Prescott, the Cowboys might be best team in football right now.
Dak is playing lights out right now. He's obviously the leader, but he's spreading the ball around to everybody. They got enough running game going. Play action's big. And Dak does a great job of protecting himself and the ball.
They talked about George. We're going to try to keep George. We're going to try to keep all George Pickens around here.
I mean, he's playing himself into being the highest paid receiver in football. I know Chase made that gap where a little bit over $40 million, but I mean, Pickens, like, he is a dominant force out there, and then have CD Lamb in there as well. But yeah, all really good play callers as well. The 2 to 5, those are all offensive head coaches and play callers, I believe. And then obviously you got Josh McDaniels and what he's doing. A great job with Drake May, but yeah, you said all play from the pocket, all play on time, and all pretty accurate with the football as well.
Yeah, very accurate.